What is up, Clashers? It is Matty, and this is the OneHive 2.0 recap. So let me first start by realising that I haven't put it in English. Some people complain that I don't have it in English sometimes, so I'm just going to get that out of the way straight away, and then we're going to go straight into the war itself. And I did have a scare today because there was a maintenance break, and I thought all the replays were gone, but I was lucky. Supercell did not wipe them this time, and all the replays are there. So I'm going to stick to the format that OneHive 2.0 have done, which is I'm only going to show Town Hall 9 replays that have been only 3 stars, and only Town Hall 9s versus Town Hall 9. So any Town Hall 10s that have dipped lower I'm not going to show, even though you might find some cool raids there. And I'll show every Town Hall 9 replay. So what I will do as well is I'm going to sort of go through the actual war itself, how it went, how it felt, but it didn't excuse me, it did not disappoint in the slightest. Look how close it was. So many 3 stars. Look at the stats: 16 versus 15 3 stars. There was a 1 star on the Town Hall 10s each on the board, and 8 2 stars versus 9 2 stars. It was a Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 9 equal matchups in 5 and 5, and we tried to get the exact weighting right as best as we could, but it's always a challenge to do that. So yeah, there's going to be quite a few replays shown here, but I will go through sort of how the attacks went and how we felt through it. So at the start of the war, it was a bit sort of testing each other a little bit, I think. I mean, the first 2 attacks were Town Hall 10, but it was tit for tat trading between D-Dollar and Maverick, and they 2 star on the Town Hall 10s. And you'll find that there'll be a few Town Hall 10 attacks actually near the start of the war. We hit 99% by Matty, which is an absolute rough for him. As Oz and Lord Aziz going in and getting some 2 stars. I don't think there's any others, and we've got a couple of fails, and you'll find this in Fair Play War Clans. You're going to get a lot of fails because people design bases for traps to trick people and it's just some stuff you can't guess, and you may have to make assumptions, and slight things go wrong, and you know it's always like that. So you'll see a lot of the early draws. Maverick then 2-starred Gusty as well. So Maverick had a good start to the war, took down 2 Town Hall 10s straight away, and that's good. 2-starring Town Hall 10s, you need to sort of, in a Town Hall 9 heavy war, you need to be able to 2-star the Town Hall 10s and then 3-star the Town Hall 9s, and if you get spare, to go for the Town Hall 10 3-star. So you play it safe to begin with, and you see D-Dollar went in as well, proved his worth, and got another 2-star, this time on Vertex. So yeah, start of the war. I mean, then Lord Aziz hit a 49%. Now he did disconnect, and he did have 1 archer left, and there was a spare building, which is an absolutely gutting, because that guy Requiem, he survived to the end on a 1-star. So if that would have made a difference. So it was a little bit of a shame he disconnected there, and then we got quite a few more 1-stars. So you can see there's a few fails. I hit a 96% fail, which I'll show on my live attack series, if I haven't shown it already. So you will see that one, don't worry. It was very close, just time. It really was just down to time, and I was slow at one part of the raid, and then we started to get a couple of 3-star. Well, there were 3 stars here and there, but mainly just fails and testing. I did a complete flop on the next attack. Then number 1 didn't quite get the 2-star. Well, I think he went for a 3-star. He must have on D-Dollar and didn't quite get it. We then started hitting some good 3-stars, and these are the attacks you're going to see in a minute, with Lucius, Bing, Endog hitting 3 stars, and then Nightmare unfortunately not being able to bring it. Meanwhile, OneHive kept bringing in 2 stars, and at this point in the war, bear in mind it's almost halfway through, we looked like we were dominating. Emphatic Elite looked stronger. Requiem number 1 took down Van for a nice clean 2-star at 68%, which is a very high percentage for a Town Hall 10, considering it was presumably a 2-star attack. And yeah, moving on through. We then had a few more fails on the Town Hall 9s, and then brought 3 consecutive 3-stars home, which was absolutely amazing, by the Jet, by the Holy, and by Aridon. So that was brilliant. And then unfortunately Diablo hit a 98%, but then OneHive brought home a 3-star back, taking down Nightmares on Wax, but we kept bringing, hitting the fails, then hitting the 3 stars, and Xliv and Xavier brought in another couple. Wax failed, Temetric failed, Alpha failed, Revd failed, and then it was like, well, at this point in the war, again, it was looking pretty one-sided almost. We were outnumbering them on 3 stars by quite a bit. There was quite a big gap, and we looked pretty comfortable. And OneHive at this point, we're going to need to pull something special off to start clawing it back. Hoodrat hit a 3-star and revved up. Beast then took a 2-star on a town of 10, which was great, and then a couple of failed attacks at 95% as well. Hades, unfortunately, the Townal 10 couldn't take down the Townal 9, and then we came back. Azaz took down, who was a Townal 10, failed on their Townal 9, but we bought 3 3-stars in a row with Savoni, Holy and Xliv, and Juicex came back with a 3-star, and then the onslaught began, the OneHive onslaught, I'll call it. It was a slow but steady comeback, and you'll see what I mean here. Juicex bringing the 3, Ivan bringing the 3, Dingus bringing the 3, Alpha gaining a star, Hades bringing a 3 on me, Whistle this 3, Dissel 3, Juicex gaining a star on number 9, another 3 by Ivan, a 3 by Edo, a 3 by Filthy. Gusty did 3-star, our Townal 10 took down the Townal 9 in the interim, and Cole Monkey unfortunately failed, so same with Alpha and Bing and Cole. But then OneHive, another 3-star by Clickety Clack, then Sean, then Dissel. So you can see there an absolute change in, I don't know what, it's like they suddenly clicked into gear, and completely just back-to-back caning us. And at that point there, before that fail, we were crapping ourselves. We thought, we have lost this now. They took the lead back, and they had less attacks than us. I can't remember the exact score at that point. And all they needed to do, I think it was like 46 attacks each or something like that. And all they needed to do was bring home they had a couple of Townal 10 attacks just like us. And then, but this is where it changed, and they just could not this was the pivotal moment in the war. Andrew failed, who completely failed to take down Tread Easy. Vertex failed on the Townal 9, who's a Townal 10. He couldn't get they hit a 98%. That was the point where, by the way, we thought that's it, we could take this now. Then Alpha failed to take down the Holy. Then JC came home with the 3-star for us, which brought us back into the hot seat. And then Vertex, all he needed to do was take down the Townal 9, and he failed to take down Tread Easy, and that was it. War over for OneHive. Then Van just took a punt on number 1. It was a 3-star attempt, and it failed. So, but it didn't matter at that point, the war was won. So, slow, punchy sort of start with Townal 10 action, shocking sort of early middle, and then an absolute sort of, then Emphatic picked up the pace, then an onslaught from OneHive, absolute caning, and then, but they couldn't quite close the deal. A couple of Townal 10 fails and a couple of Townal 9 fails right at the back end of the war when they really counted, resulted in the loss. I'm going to start the attacks, otherwise this is going to be like an hour-long video. And the first one I'm going to show is by Xliv on number 25, Oki the Great. And let's see what he's doing. Queen's down early, so almost like a bit of a free AQ walk. Dropping in the golem, he's using it to get the percentage. Minions and wizards down now. You can see that's not even that's a level 2 minion over there, which is quite funny. But very carefully placed, nicely timed, no rushing. Things just slowly starting to move in now. Not rushing on the queen, on the the witch drop or the king drop or anything like that. The witches are now going in. The nice wide funnel, so the king is going to go in. Uses the poison spell to slow down the CC troops. Particularly the loons when they're trying to move and chase like the king or the golems or something. And then the king's going off now. He should turn around and come back. Meanwhile, giants down with hogs in to distract on the at 12 o'clock. That's going to get some nice percentage over there. And then he's dropping down at the bottom side of the base. You can see quite a few hogs going in with giants down to distract, and he's just slowly moving through the base. Got 3 heal spells to play with here. Now this is the point where he needs his queen to clutch it, which he did. A couple of skellies moved over, which is why it's great to, if you can bring a couple of skeletons into a into like a shattered attack, because the skellies just might go that different way than the hogs and trigger those bombs, which they did. So worked out very well. Now all the defenses are down, it's just going to be clean up. Hogs take down the skellies, and he's got enough wizards and a goblin or 2 knocking around the base, along with a good health king. The queen did die, unfortunately, I think. Yeah. But very nice attack by Exiliv. A nice sort of shattered Goho with witches. And another attack by Exiliv. Wow, back to back. Okay. All these bases, by the way, I've got to give shout out to OneHive. They had some really tough bases, and this is why you see so many fails, because these bases are specifically designed to make people fail, to be difficult, to be awkward as possible to get the 3-star on. We're both clans are very used to 3-starring. In fact, have a name for themselves as 3-starring clans, so we know what to do to defend against 3-starring, and that is why they're tense epic wars. But look at this. I mean, he's making it impossible for the queen to walk. That's the sign of a truly skilled raider, just able to really slowly control the raid, get everything at a nice timing. He's gone and got the double giant bomb trip there. The next giant bomb is likely to be in the next set of core, but look, he's got enough power to allow his king to get in there, and he might even be able to take down a defense with a giant bomb sitting between it. Meanwhile, loons on the right side of the base. Great scouting for that, to figure out that they were free trading there. Sorry about the Wi-Fi symbol, by the way. And then hogs in down the left side of the base, meeting everything into the core. Uses the heal spell there. Looks like you might get bacon here. Oh no, it's a single giant bomb. Okay, there wasn't a double there, which is great news for Exiliv, because quite a few hogs were there. Coming up to the final air defense, it looks like. I think that is the final defense, and then it's going to be turning on the king and turning on the skellies. So this is the key point. You need a few hogs to survive here, which they did, but he's already got wizards and a giant knocking around the outside of the base. So lovely attack by Exiliv again. You can see why he's one of our best raiders. So yeah, excellent. Moving on up, we've got number 23 taken down by Endog. Well done. Let's have a look at this base. You'll notice that a lot of the air defense positions aren't sort of spread out evenly. That's standard, because it makes it more difficult when you're trying to plan a Larloon, if you're trying to take down 2 air defenses and the queen, and so you'll find the queen sitting nowhere near the air defenses. Anyway, Stone Goho, we've got 3 golems going in. We've got the queen going down to start shooting some buildings as well. Oh, that is really annoying, isn't it? And then the wizards are also taking down some defences, which is great. The queen's sat in a good spot right now. The buildings are that she's not going to do a walk as well. She is going to go in, and now that the CC are down and being distracted and whatnot, you need to get the king down as well. The king's in. Jump spell, lovely, opening up all of those quadrants there. He's going to be able to get some tripping here. I think the guy, the defender, put the town hall there to try and stop from giant bomb trips like that, to make it meaty to have to break through. But he, Endog was like, nah, I'm going through that way. I'm going to get those double giant bomb trips, and then he's going to hog the rest of the base. So you see giants down to distract. Even though he's dropped it all in one group of hogs, he's still using giants down to distract. He's going to want to probably use one about 9 o'clock, where that cannon and archer tower are as well. You can see there he is. Look, the giant's going in. It's going to distract those defences so that the hogs can carry on moving. But that's going to just buy him that time, so he doesn't have to drop the heal too early. And you can see there that lovely single bomb explosion, meaning that he's not going to get a double. Even if I don't think there might have been I don't think there's a double there, but he's saved another heal spell for the back end of the raid, which is absolutely brilliant. So, lots of hogs left. Those skellies are going to get wrecked in a second. We have got a golem to the right. The king's still alive there, so the hogs are going to have to go and finish up the king as part of the cleanup process. King's chasing a wizard at the moment, kind of a suicide mission. But meanwhile, while the king's distracted, the hogs are actually going in and getting the job done and cleaning up the base. Great attack by Endog. So many hogs survived there. Kicking ass, lad. And now we're going in for number 22 with Savoni. Another 3-star. And you will notice this war is basically entirely hogs. The only time Larlin was brought, I think, was when Town Hall 10s were dipping. But the rest of the... Because of the update and the uncertainty around haste, around Larloon, around with the second AD, with all the defences being very well anti-air because of the positioning of the Queen and air defences, it's almost forcing hog, which was actually something we noticed when we warred OneHive, the main clan, Jake and his bunch, that we were Larlooning a lot and they were hogging a lot, and back then they knew how you can pretty much take any base down with hogs, and that's something that we sort of adopted. And you'll notice in this war that barely any Larloons have tried, and barely any Larloon 3. I don't think there was any Larloon 3-stars. We might see differently in a second, but I pretty much watched the whole war, and it was a hog versus hog war. Stoned and shattered go home mainly. Very rare to see cold-blooded as well, because a lot of the time the kill squad had to do a lot of work, and you can see on this raid again. Through the town hall to get to a double giant bomb. There is likely to be another double giant bomb by the expo then, but it was actually before. Nice decoy. And then the heal for the top side of the base. I am going to try and do something to stop my Wi-Fi symbol coming up. There's a lot of skeletons hitting those hogs there. They need to move into heal really, but they've completely dodged the heal. Bit of a waste, not a great heal spell there, to be honest, because a lot of the hogs dodged it. Looks like he's going to get away with it on this occasion, which is great. Wizard going around the outside, a load of hogs as well, so how can you argue in a raid where you got doing this much damage? Bear with me 1 second, guys. Here we go, moving up to number 21 with Tread Easy. Okay, this one is a stoned... Is it a stoned with witches? If that's a golem in the CC, he's got 3 golems and 2 witches, which is a very heavy kill squad. Early door trade in the raid. Almost took down the cannon, but not quite. 2 arch towers there. Made it weak though. 3 golems and 2 witches. This means he's trying to do something special. This means it's a big kill squad. So he's trying to tank all the way through and jump through to the next layer of defense into the core by the look of it. So expecting a lot of work to be done here. That huge line of wizards are going to try and make it so that the guys don't walk too far around the base. You see the jump spells there, but the Queen's going to push up all the way left by the look of it. So she's actually gone outside of the raid, but she's pulled back in. Unbelievable. No, she's gone in and across to the wizard tower. That's insane. So she's actually, I don't know what she's doing. She's playing a different game than the rest of the people on this raid, but you can see the king is actually clutching it right now. He's gone in and killed the queen with the witches. The witches have killed the defense, where there's likely to be a double giant bomb sat between anyway. The queen's gone off and taken down some defenses, and then the top side of the base, we've got the hogs coming in to go and clean up the rest of the defenses, and there's not that many actually left. So with those golems going where they're going, they're going to distract the Tesla. Perfect distracting of the Tesla, because all you need to do now is get a single hog or something onto that, and it's going to go finish it up. It might be a double giant bomb between the expo and the air defense here. We're about to see Bacon. Bacon! Oh, wow. I remember this raid now. I remember it now. Oh, look at that wizard drop on that Tesla. That was clutch. Tesla's going down. Golem's going to redirect, which before you might be aware that he wouldn't have done that. And it was only the cannon and the arch tower left. But it actually turns out he had enough cleanup. The queen still managed to survive, going all the way around. And even with a queen walk, with bacon happening, as in all those hogs frying, he was still able to clutch the 3-star on that raid. So absolute amazing. 98% there, 82% there, and then we're in with Bing on number 18. What have we got? Another tough base by the look of it. Giant bomb spots likely to be our air defense and wizard tower down the bottom right there, and then in the core between the air defense and expo as well. So it looks like he's getting the CC pull, or he's got the CC out, doing a shattered, maybe a stoned go-ho from the bottom side of the base. He's going to try and break through, both double giant bomb sets here clearly by going through the one by the air defense and then into the core for the second set. That's what looks like it's going to happen. I love the fact he uses the ability of the poison to slow down the loons, and they end up dying, especially with the wizards coming in to help. He has got a skelly trap there. Third golem now down. The queen's starting to walk though, which is a bit of a disaster. His king is going to have to do some serious clutching here. Queen's going to actually pull right if the DE survives, which it did, and then she might pull right again. If she does, that's amazing news for Bing. Let's have a look. No, she goes left. So it's going to be down to the king. You can see the giant bomb trip was there. I think it was only a single though. And then in the core he needs his king to run towards that air defense next, or anything to run towards it, because that's where I suspect. There it is. Look, there's the double giant bomb. And already in the right hand side of the base he's got a group of hogs under heel coming in. And then through the north side of the base he's dropping some more hogs. Let's have a look. Quite a few dying to that tester on the right there. There's the final giant bomb. The hogs are getting hit pretty hard now. He said that he'll right for the back end, but in the core it's looking pretty clear. All the defences seem distracted, and there's going to be a heal waiting for those hogs that are crying out for a heal spell. No more giant bombs left, just a wizard tower and a cannon, and that's it. Very, very nice raid actually. Unfortunately that the queen walked, but you know, it was the king clutched it, really did. The fact he did the CC pull, got them out so they weren't in the way mid-raid, that seemed to really help him as well. Holy in next at number 17. Holy's got max heroes. He sits at number 24 in our clan. This looks like a stone goho as well, so triple golem. Wizards down to start creating the funnel. You can see quite a few wizards down there, 5 down early on. He has got 3 for the cleanup. Queen's taking the building down now. What he's hoping to break in and to start letting those wizards take down the defences, and you might start seeing it here. Look, the mortar's about to go down. Cannon, arch tower. Queen's moving in. King's going in as well. The CC pull started but hasn't finished. Here it comes. Is he going to use the poison on those loons? We're going to see in a second. The Valkyrie is there as well. Rage spell down. Giant bomb tripped. It looked like a single to me though. It's quite difficult to tell. Gonna need some action for the king here, and the loon didn't get to drop. Level 30 kings. Queen on storage, but the queen's dying as well due to some barbarians. The king survived, and it was a double giant bomb trip actually, which is great, and both heroes are dead. So now it just needs the rest of the raid to go nicely. The actual hog drop. Quite a few giants dropped in once there. I don't know if that was a fat finger. That might have been an actual mistake, because it makes no sense. I'm pretty sure it didn't switch for him, and he meant to hit the to change troop. Winding on a bit much there. We did get a double giant bomb trip, killed a few hogs, but not the vast majority. And because so many have survived, he's going to need the heal spell on these triple Teslas now, because they're going to cause some havoc on hogs. Triple Teslas, even under heal, can when hogs are under heal, they can do some serious damage, particularly when there's other defences shooting them as well. Queen seems to be distracting one of them though, and while it does, the hogs finish it off. And in the end, we've wound up with quite a few hogs there, even though they got sprung out. But there is cleanup as well, so it's going to be close, but it's going to be a 3-star. So well done to the Holy. Great raid, very nice raid indeed. Moving on and up, we've got Gusty taking down number 16. We had a 77% on number 15. JC taking down number 14. Let's have a look at that. Okay, this base stumbled me, I think. This is the base that I tried and failed on as well. But JC took it down, so fair play to him. Let's have a look how. Wizards down to start clearing the way. Golems down to start tanking the defences. Queen coming in now. Looks like that barracks, it might pull the queen out a bit unless it can go down. Luckily the queen's got distracted. The barracks is now down. She's going to move in. There you go. Look, jump spell down. King's in. No, king's not in yet. Now the king goes in. The CC pulls fully out. Uses the poison to help sort of slow everything down as well. And now the king, the queen, everything's going to go in. And meanwhile, huge drop of hogs, huge line of hogs going to the north side of the base. And let's see what happens here. Nicely sort of delayed heal spell there. The Hog's just about recovered enough to survive the giant bomb drop, and now he's going to need a very nicely timed heal spell as well. Loon on the left side of the base there to take down that free defense, and then the Hogs are going to carry on pushing through, and now it's just that last clump of defenses they've got to just push through now. It's going to there's no easy way to do this. They're just going to have to survive and keep going. He's got nothing to distract. It's just push through, make it to that last mortar with being hit by the skeletons, and then they're going to be able to turn on the skeletons and stop it, and they do. There's a golem alive, the king's alive, the queen's alive, everything's doing well. Wound up with quite a few Hogs left, and he just absolutely obliterated the base. And I think this is the raid that came very late in the war. I think that's one of the ones that sort of clutched it for us. Was it 14? Yes, it was then, in that case. And then, yeah, Gusty cleaned the one that I failed on. Okay, moving through. We've got Xavier now. Let's have a look at this attack. I did say on this video there's a lot of Hog attacks. They are all slightly different, with different combinations of golems and witches and whatnot. So I suppose the challenge, I'm just trying to show all the raids, and because it's going to be a long video anyway, I just want to get through them, as opposed to going very in depth in in the strategies themselves. So I might have to do some. Someone suggested I do a video on how to go home. And I really liked the suggestion. There's a lot of witches just going in down here. I like the suggestion because it's such a varied strategy. There's so many variations within Goho of quantity of witches, golems, Hogs, cleanup troops. Do you bring loons? Do you know? There's so many variants to it that it's like its own. Oh yeah, I mean you could. Wars are basically Town Hall 9 heavy wars. They just thrive off of variants of Goho. This raid though, I mean, this was different because he's got 2 jump spells. He's got a load of witches. He's just pushing through the base, and then got some Hogs for the back end. Even when it's the majority of a different style of attack, you can still see that Hogs have their use, and they're brought in to help take down some defences while the others are distracted, and to just come in and rough spring trap there actually. That's a bit of a showstopper for those Hogs, and that means the raid's gonna rely on hero and witch prowess now to finish it up. King is still alive and got his ability. He uses the ability now. Queen's going down, moving to the bottom side of the base. She's gonna have to take down that wizard tower, but she's too far away. The right side of the base, things are still going off. Loads of skeletons breaking through. They might go and kill that cannon. King's taking the other cannon, and we're going to be left with a Tesla by the look of it. The wizard's shooting the queen, but the queen's going to kill it first. I think he might use the ability to take down the Tesla. Go on, mate. Yes, there you go. How did she survive? She just about survived that. That's going to help on the cleanup as well. King died there, but there's 1 Tesla left. Luckily the witches have survived, which means the skeletons have survived, which means here they come. There goes the Tesla, and the queen's come around to help finish up the base as well. So I bet that was close on time. Very interesting strategy actually. Number 12, Aradin. What have you brought to the clan? Taking down their number 12. We've got a stoned Goho with 2 witches. This seems to be the most common one. 2 golems, 2 witches, and it's when you're trying to take down multiple compartments where potential bombs might be, where the witches really help, because the skeletons, they're not going for defences, they're going for closest building, whereas golems will follow the defence line, which skeletons might go the opposite way, which is why it really does help. They add, and obviously it's a constant spawn of skeletons. They're just great distraction troops, but also for the fact that they'll go different places than the golemites and golems, and potentially trip extra things. It just really can add a bit of value to the raid. Rage Bar down to help take down the dragon, to help take down the rest of the CC. Getting the golems actually taking down the cannon on the left there. The queen's taking down the CC now. Golems tripped a giant bomb. 3 giant bombs tripped now. Zooming out because I know what's coming. Giants and the Hogs to go in. Probably going to do it sort of anti-clockwise now. Or is he not? Is he? Very patient on the hog drop there. I think he's just trying to make sure he gets everything he needs to, puts him under heal. This is where I sort of panic. When I drop hogs, I just go mental and just drop as many as I can at once and just hope for the best. I think I need to take a more slow, calculated approach like this one. But I love the delay on that heal spell. Very brave. You need balls to be able to hold off on a heal spell that long. Looks like there was literally no giant bomb in that gap there, but there was a spring trap, which did send some hogs flying. And now it's the last two defences. We've got the Arch Tower and the Wizard Tower, but it looks like there's going to be enough to take down both and then turn on the Skellies. Cleanup's already down, so he should, well, we know he's fine for the cleanup anyway, but again, this is probably a close one. This is probably 10, 15 seconds in it. Maybe from the away from the 3-star and the fail, but hey ho, brought it home for the clan. Well done. Number 11 was a 90%er. Number 10, the Holy. What have you got? Hey ho, Stone Go Ho with witches. So very tricky looking base. Look at this, changing it up completely. Well, yeah, what can I say about that? Earthquake the core to open that up completely. Got the golems in. All he needs to do now is break the outer layer of wall, and then he's pretty much going to get through to the entire base. He's got 20 hogs to help him as well, for the cleanup. Not for the clean. Yeah, cleaning up the defences, and then a wizard to help with the rest of the base. Now the golems are moving in. They're redirected nicely. King down. And the witches are all going in now. Going to need the poison to sort of help with the CC kill, slowing them down nicely. Look, here it goes. The poison's doing its work. They can't keep up with the king. The loons are rendered pretty much useless. King's moving nicely through. Using the ability there. Needs to aggro the queen though. The queen is not taken down yet. Bear that in mind. King's now aggroed. He's going on to the queen. Now the raid's going to pick up. The queen's shooting things, and pretty much most of the hogs going in on the right side of the base, and I assume he's going to save some for the top side. Look, couple of hogs on the mortar, then a few more on the left side of the base, just slowly letting them all move in towards the centre. He's only got 2 heal spells, so he needs to make them count, and the heal spells have actually been used at points in the base that are going to just get the best coverage, which they have. There's only a couple of defences where they're going to be outside of heal, but all those hogs are sort of full health pretty much. And the queen's moving. Well, yeah, the queen's still alive in the core. He's got his wizard on the right hand side, and then the hogs are going to swoop around and take down the rest of the base. Very nice attack. I think that was a perfect placed wizard for the cleanup as well. I have to give him credit for that. Queen's gone and has started helping actually, which is great. Brings the 3-star home. So the Holy was probably the MVP that war, by the look of it. Gusty took down the number 9, moving up to the top 3 Channel 9s now. Van took down 1, Channel 10, and then we got Lucius and the Jet on number 7 and number 6, which are going to close off this war for us. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far. It looks like we're going to be finishing on the 40 minutes, and here is the base that Lucius took down versus Zerds. Again, it's a right head fuck. Really interesting base design. Just yeah, okay. Well, firstly I'm a little bit tired, but I'm struggling to break apart this base sort of at the speed at which I'm trying to do this video. Okay, Queen's working through. Single loon on that Tesla, which is great. That's going to help take that down, get it out of the way, because it was sort of killing the wizards and stopping the troops from moving forwards. And again, a skelly trap early doors met to try and slow down the kill squad. Giants and loons in the kill squad. The poison's really going to help here, which it has done. Look, taking down those loons. It seems to be working quite nicely. The loons are getting hit. Now the Queen's finishing them off. King's gone in. Are we going to get any giant bomb trips? That's what everyone wants to know. With that expo down, it's going to stop the pathing over the double giant bomb that's likely to be there. So that's one set eliminated. The other set, and they've actually been tripped, which is great. The other set is likely maybe by the Wizard Tower up the north there, where the hogs are just moving on to now. Maybe that's where some giant bombs could be. Actually, that hog should have tripped it if they were there, so they're not there. Oh, I don't know. Have I missed something? Maybe they're, yeah, maybe they're where he's placed that last heel. So look, difficult to say. One by the Expo, and yeah, I suppose the last place that one's going to be is right here. There it is. Look, giant bump. Hog, load of hogs hit by it. Load of hogs are now weak. Rage spell. Had he forgot the rage? Wow. That's interesting. Wow, he scraped this 3-star. He really has. Wow, the king's up the north. The loon's going to be the thing that clutches it, I think, 'cause the king's going to kill everything else. Look, the king's out. Oh no, they did kill the king. Wow, rage spell, classic. Right, the jet, the final raid on number 6, which was Filthy Hillbilly. Yeah, again, props to the base design guys. Very tough. Meant for a very difficult, close war. This is where you learn and get to practice the best on in wars like this. I didn't do too well, but you know, it's if you don't practice on these sort of bases, you're never going to really improve. If you can just take down farming style bases, or YouTube famous bases, then you're not really going to ever go to that next level. And this is the I mean, they're difficult, but every base is beatable. You just got to know how, and once you've sort of started mastering these sort of strategies, it's not as hard as you think, but it does require a lot more thought, timing, planning, and effort than a lot of people are willing to put in. Use the extra jump spell there to get the kill squad right the way through to the base to get to the queen. So it's a pretty meaty kill squad, to be honest, on this one. Not that many hogs, but the hogs that have been used have had to really clutch it. Absolute double giant bomb explosion there. But the hogs that are going through towards the bottom are just taking those defences down. There's not many defences left now. I love the triple wizard drop over the to help take down those buildings. And the queen's going in. She's going to clutch it. She's going to take down all 3 defences back to back. And the queen's actually coming very useful from this time. We've got a minion at the top left. Looks like we're going to have to rely on some hogs running over to take down those buildings on the left side of the base. Because they're going to be the fastest units to get over there, I think. You can see the hogs are sort of moving through the defences now, moving through the building, sorry, and yeah, this is going to wrap up this video and this series. Sorry, not the series, the war. You can tell I'm tired because I just, yeah. Anyway, amazing war versus OneHive 2.0. Massive shout out to the guys over there for doing what they do, for helping arrange the war with us, for being part of it. I'll even add them to my bookmarks. But yeah, hope you've sort of enjoyed my run through of how the war went, of the attacks that I showed. And yeah, peace out guys. As always, subscribe to my channel. This is the sort of stuff I like to show, and peace out.